Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Quick Shot brought to you by Trade Stalkers and Ninja Pro Traders. This is Frank. For the next 3 to 5 minutes, we get targets to the upside, targets to the downside for the ES, and possible areas of consolidation, and a little bit about market profile so we can keep track of the bigger picture. Let's take a look. Last night, we opened up here last night at 22.75.75, just up just a little bit for 22.76.75 for the overnight high. Dropped straight down. Looks like we have overnight lows of 68, and now we've got a bounce. It was right at one of yesterday's zones, as you can see very easily right here. And we pushed ourselves back above the 24-hour VWAP up into this zone and then back. So big consolidation area in here. So just be careful of this. It's going to trade around this 24-hour VWAP, all it's really doing for an average, and we'll see what happens. So let's talk about what might happen if we go to the downside since we're below the 24-hour VWAP. We touch this zone. So if it fails to go above this 24-hour VWAP, this white line, then look for it to push right back down in here for a double bottom at 2268. At this point, we can look for another long, and if there's enough buyer step in here, we should be able to drive this right up through it, up to about the 72 area, and then pull back to the top of this zone, right around the 70, and then push right into this zone up here, up to the top at 74. Look for one more test of this 72 area and then drive up into the open price. And at this open, we're going to start getting some consolidation because it could drive right up to the overnight high of 76.75 and push down right back and forth in here. So be cautious of that. So let's take a look at a bigger picture as we look down here. If it comes to closes at this double bottom, comes up, fails this test, comes back down and breaks this double bottom, then we're going to look for yesterday's low right here at 63.25, right at the top of this zone. It's going to try to push right back up to this zone, up to this 66.75 area. Once it fails this area and starts coming back down, more than likely going to come back to the bottom of this zone, probably around the 60. Look to retest up here at 63, and then on down to the next zone. So be real cautious there. It could actually turn around at any zone the way this market is, but we have zones that can come down to this 61, down to the 58 area here, 52 level, and again down to the 48. Not likely unless there's some really bad news. Okay, at any point, just use the zones to come right back up and uses your resistance coming back up for profits. Now let's look to the upside. If we manage to break up here, like we just talked about a few minutes ago, up it back into the open at 75, get your pullback, hits this open somehow at 76. All right, it needs to close above it. Once it closes above it, look for the pullback to the top of this zone, to the middle of this zone at 74 at the lowest, and then straight back up. Then we should be able to move right on up into probably the 79 to 80 area because of yesterday's zone here. But we really want to move into this zone and get back to yesterday's open at 2282. It's going to come back and retest this area, maybe even down to the 76.75 area. And if the buyers are really holding on to this, we're going to step right back in. This market's going to drive up to the 85.75 area in this zone. Be sure and take profits as these zones. Look for the pullback and consolidation right up in here. And if it does that, you can possibly come back and retest this 82 after a lot of profit taking, and I look for it to drive all the way up to 2290. Next target's up to 2296 and the 2300 level after that. So let's quickly take a look at market profile. Let me move this down. Go to the other workspace here. All right. Let's pull over here on a 4-hour time frame. You can see from yesterday we left these zones and Fibonacci's in for us right here. So we're just going sideways in this 4-hour time frame after pulling back. And now we're just sitting right here, kind of at a big doji, kind of a big doji on that continuous target right here. So what we want to do with the 38.2, this could be the pullback right here. If this holds, this could be the launching point for this next move all the way back up to the 2300 and then up to the 2319 area. Okay, first target being 2290, then 2300. If this fails, this 50% retracement, look for us to pull all the way back for, you know, Good support right here at the 54 level, possibly consolidate a little bit, and then this is where we could fail all the way down. This is a big gap down to fail down to 22.33. So be very cautious of this. All right, very cautious. On the bigger picture, the daily time frame, oops, you can just see we're just barely climbing up. Just pull right back to the support here. See, it looks a little bit better on a daily time frame that we're just holding this. So, you know, don't sweat some of these small moves. Just be cautious with this. If you can swing trade it, some great swing trade opportunities. Look for it to hold this 65, 66 area right here and to get a bounce. And again, right up to the 23, moving on up. So be cautious with that. Now, if you have any questions, contact Frank at tradestalkers.com and have a great day.